nice evening to each and every one of you. I am Reblando Angelica and I am from DSCM 2C. Today, I will be discussing the history of global politics, its meaning, the creation of international order, and political structure. So, globalization involves political systems and institutions that shape how states interact globally, according to Matthew 2014. So first, what do we mean by global politics? Global politics started when countries began interacting beyond their borders. These interactions happened through diplomacy, war, and trade. For example, is during the colonial period, ang mga Spanish, gapangita sila sa mga spices, so they travel around the world. And when they accidentally discovered the Philippines, they stayed because of our bountiful resources. The long-term political and structural effects of it is establishing and reshaping our economic networks and creating lasting ties between Spain and Philippines, demonstrating how global interactions can fundamentally alter nations' political and social landscape. So, tungod kay nagstay ang mga Spanish sa Philippines na impluwensyahan man ang aton nga pamalakad sa political identity and movements. Colonial rule fostered both resistance and new form of collective identity among Filipinos, laying groundwork for future independence movements that would become part of global struggles for self-determination. Spanish laws, judicial systems, and bureaucratic practices were adopted, many of which continue to influence Philippine political institutions today, demonstrating how cross-border political interactions live during structural impacts. The purpose was to manage conflicts, cooperate with other countries, and protect shared interests. In simple terms, countries realized that they cannot solve big problems alone. That's why global politics was developed. In the Philippines, this became clearer after we gained independence in 1946. The Philippines joined international organizations like the United Nations and started participating in global affairs. Next up, we have creating an international order. As countries interacted more, they needed rules to avoid chaos. This led to the creation of international order. According to Eikenberry 2018, an international order is the set of rules, norms, and institutions that guide how countries behave toward each other. These rules help maintain peace, stability, and cooperation even if countries have different political systems. For example, the Philippines follows international order by being part of the United Nations and ASEAN. Through these organizations, the country cooperates with others in areas like security, trades, and disaster response. As a member, the Philippines adhere to the global trade norms like non-discrimination and tariff reduction. This allows it to export goods such as bananas and electronics under standardized rules, while also protecting domestic industries through agreed-upon safeguards. Lastly, Philippines and Japanese partnerships. Japan's constitutional monarchy and the Philippines' presidential democracy cooperate on disaster relief, infrastructure, and defense. This aligns with international order's principle that countries can collaborate effectively despite political differences, such as in building the Metro Manila subway with Japanese technical and financial support. Next up, we have political structure. Political structure refers to the institutions and groups in the political system and how they work together. It focuses on power, governance, laws, and rules that guide political actions. In the Philippines, political structure is shown through our democratic republican system, which is composed of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. Each branch has a role in the governing country and balancing power. Some scholars study political structure inside a country, while others focus on how countries interact with one another. Those who study trade, diplomacy, and international cooperation are part of the international relations. A good example is during Typhoon Yolanda, when the Philippines received help from other countries. This shows how political structures and global cooperation work in real situations. On the other hand, in the social domain, its counterpart is social structure. It also refers to the way in which government is run. It focuses on social classes, roles, and relationships, while the political structure focuses on power and governance. For example, is a scholar studying the politics of Japan may write about the history of the bureaucracy. Entering gender, race, or ethnicity. Categorize, creating structured inequalities. In China, progress in gender equality, but gaps persist in leadership, representation, social roles and statuses. The roles are expected behaviors tied to position. Status, on the other hand, are positions themselves. In Japan, traditional roles emphasize group harmony and seniority in workplaces, plus respect for elders and families. So sa Japan, ang pinakatigulang kag pinakadugay man nga ga-work sa amo nga organization is very respected sila. In terms of social classes, it is groups categorized by wealth, kung gaano sila kamangranon, occupation, kung ano ila mga obra, and education or status. In United States, hierarchy of upper, middle, working, and lower classes shaped by income, wealth, and education access. To conclude, the history of global politics explains how countries interact, create rules, and organize power globally, and the Philippines continues to play an active role in the global system.
Bright morning, everyone. My name is Marmy Matada. So today, the second topic is international relation. Let's explain behaviors that occurs across the boundaries of states, the borders relationship of which such behavior is a part and the institution, private, state, non-governmental, and intergovernmental that oversee those interactions. It also explains the interaction of states in the global interstate system and it also attempts to explain the interaction of other whose behaviors originates within one country and it's targeted towards members of other countries. So international relation is about how countries and international organizations interact with each other. For example, when the Philippines and Japan cooperate on project and disaster support, that is international relation.
Hello everyone, bright morning. I am Marjorie Mahilom and today I am going to discuss my assigned topic which is internationalization and today's global system. These topics discuss how countries interact with one another behind their national borders and how these interactions affect the world today. So now, let's tackle first about internationalization. From the word inter, it means the interaction between nation or country behind their borders. It explains how countries connect and relate with one another outside their own territory. This interaction may involve cooperation, such as working together for common goals, or conflicts such as disagreements and tension between states. For example, kung ang Pilipinas nakipaghalubilo sa Japan sa negosyo para sa pag-export sa saging o kung pag-import sa mga salakyan kag electronic nga gamitan. Nagasalig ang duwa ka pungsod sa isa kag isa sa aspekto sa ekonomiya. Kinapakita sina ang internationalization paagi sa trade kag economic exchange. Now, let's proceed in 4 areas of internationalization. First, trade and economic exchange. This involves buying and selling goods and services between countries. It helps countries earn income and access products they do not produce locally. For example, the Philippines export bananas and imports electronics from other countries like China and South Korea. So second is diplomacy and foreign relations. Diplomacy is how countries communicate, negotiate, and maintain peaceful relationships through ambassadors and agreements. For example, when country leaders meet for the peace talks or sign agreements such as trade, this is called diplomacy. Third is military alliance. Military alliance are agreement between countries to support and protect each other during conflict or threats. Example: the NATO is a military alliance when member countries help defend one another if attacked. Last is international organization, UN, ASEAN, or WTO. These organizations bring countries together to cooperate in global issues like peace, trade, health, and security. Example: the United Nations help resolve conflict, ASEAN promote cooperation among Southeast Asian countries, and the WTO manage international trade rules. So now, let's move on three advantages of internationalization. First is cooperation and peace. Means that countries work together instead of fighting. Through cooperation, they make agreements, have dialogues, and try to solve problems in a peaceful way. So second is economic growth. Means that the country's economy is getting bigger and stronger. This happens when a business produces more goods and services, people earn more money and trade increase. Last is shared solution to global problem. Means that countries work together to solve issues that affect everyone, not just one nation. These problems can be things like climate change, pollution, pandemics, or natural disasters. We also have three challenges in internationalization. First is inequality, means that not everyone is treated the same or has the same opportunities in society. Some people may have more money, better education, or easier access to healthcare, while others struggle to meet their basic needs. This can create unfair gaps between people or groups. Second is loss of some national control, means that a country may have to give up part of its decision-making power when it joins international agreement or organization. To cooperate with other countries, it must follow shared rules and policies, even if cannot fully decide on its time. So now, let's proceed on today's global system. Today's global system refers to the way countries are organized and interact with one another in the modern world. There is no single world government, and each country is independent in sovereignty, meaning its government itself. So now we have four key characteristics of world politics. First is sovereignty of state, means that a country has the highest authority and full of control over its own territory. People and government, no other countries has the right to interfere with us internal affairs. Each state has the freedom to make its own laws, policies, and decisions. Second is interaction between states, means how countries or nations communicate, cooperate, or deals with each other behind their own borders. This interaction can be peaceful like trade and diplomacy or tense like conflict and disagreement. Through interaction, states try to protect the interests, solve problems, and maintain relationships with other countries. Last is global issues across borders, are problems that do not affect only one country but spread across many nations, so they cannot be solved by one state alone. These issues require international cooperation because they cross national borders and impact the whole world. So, in conclusion, internationalization shows countries are connected and depend on another in today's global system. Through interact between states, respect for sovereignty, and cooperate in addressing global issues across borders, nations are able to promote peace, development, and shared solution even though challenges exist. Working together remains important because no country can face global problems alone. So, thank you.
So, hello everyone. Bright morning. Today I will be reporting about what are the origin of this system. So, I could start by unpacking the meaning of the country or what academics call the nation state. So, sa sini, ang nation state amo ni siya ang pungsod nga may klaro kag ang teritoryo kag may mga permanente nga tawo kag government. Ang state naman niya is amo ni siya ang based sa government kag mga bayi. Ang nation is may parehong nga kultura, kasaysayan, kag may pagkilala sa kagalingan country. Then next is the nation state is composed by non-interchangeable terms. So, ang non-interchangeable terms, pwede may nation nga wala state, pareho sa Middle East nga lugar like Turkey, Iraq, Iran, kag Syria. Pwede man may state nga madaming nations just like sa Philippines, sa ating country nga nagkalain-lain nga ethno-linguistic yung grupo. Next is not all states are nation, not all nation or state. I know na familiar na siya sa inyo nga phrase or sayings. I-ano ko na siya sa inyo. May mga state nga may gobyerno kag territoryo pero may nagkalain-lain grupo sa mga tawo kag wala na siya wala siya parehong ano siya identities. Just like pareho sa example ko is ang Canada nga may nagkalain-lain nga etniko kag kultura sa sulod sang lungsod. Next, may mga nasyon naman nga may pareho nga kultura kag kasaysayan kag mga language pero wala sila kagaling kung sunod ang gobyerno. Just like sa halimbawa ko is sa Middle East Japan, ang Iraq, Iran, kag Syria wala na silang government nga ginagawa. Next, na kanya i-present is ang present international system. Until now, states are considered sovereign and just like the consort system. Great powers still hold significant influence over the world politics. So, hasta ganit subong ano ang mga state ano tan sila ginakabit sila nga sovereign kag pareho sang consort system ang mga great power o mga impluwensya nga mga country may dako gini sila nga bulig sa kalibutan. Halimbawa, ang mga country nga United States, China, kag Russia, nag-impluwensya ni sila sa global nga decision pareho sa mga trading agreements, military interventions, kag climate policies. Next is ang most powerful group in the United Nations. The Security Council has a core of 5 permanent members all having veto power. Halimbawa, sini ang 5 ka permanent member amo ang United States, United Kingdom, France, Russia, kag China. Kung hindi or if hindi isang isa sa ila ang resolution, pwede nila ini mapunggan. Next, the Westphalian and consort systems divide the world into separate sovereign entities. So, may halimbawa na lang po or example ko sang pagkatapos sang Peace of Westphalia sang 1648 ang mga pungsod nga pareho sang France, Spain, kag Sweden ginkilala bilang independent nga sovereign nga or independent na sila nga country. Next, since the existence of this interstate system, there have been attempts to transit it. So, just like ang European Union nga nagabuligay ang mga country sa trading, currency, kag iban pang aspect. Samtang nagapabilin Japan sila nga independent ang taga saka lungsod. Next, internationalism is a system of highlight heightened interaction between various sovereign states, particularly the desire for greater cooperation and unity among states and people. So sa internationalism, ano na dire ano nga ang isa ka sistema daw is, ah, mas mataas nga may mas mataas nga interaction kag relation. Amo na siya mataas nga interaction kag relation sa sa nagkalain-lain nga sovereign country. Amo ni sang nagpapakita sang mga pungsod kag katawhan nga magbinuligay kag mag-isa sa pag-atubang sang isa ka isyu sa kalibutan. Halimbawa sini ang United States kag ang European Union nagapakita sang internationalism kay tungod nga ang mga pungsod nga or ang isa ka country nag-iisa sa trading, sa peace of order, or sa kalinungan kag iban pang aspect bisan nagapabiling siya pun ang pagiging independent sa tagsa ka country. So that's all. Thank you.
Afternoon, everyone. I am Annabelle May Noble, and this is my part of reporting in contemporary world. So, what is nation? A nation is a group of people who shares the same culture, language, history, or traditions and feel that they belong together. They may live in the same place or in different countries, but they feel united as one people. So, nation ko no is isa na siya ka group of people which is ga-share sila parehas nga culture, beliefs, language, history, and tradition. Example, we Filipino people are a nation kay naga-share kita sang same cultures, norms, belief, history, and many more. What is nation state? A nation state is a country where most people belong to one nation and have their own government and territory. It is both a nation, people with shared identity, and a state, a government with land and laws. So, ang nation state is isa na siya ka lugar which is there is a one main group or a nation nga they also have clean boundaries or borders. In this one also, is ang government nila ang may power or authority nga mag-obra sang laws and dapat sundon sang nation. Example, ang Philippines, we have a defined territory which includes our land areas, seas, within sa aton lang nasakupan or aton nga borders. Another example is most people are Filipinos, kita Filipinos. We share the same culture and naruled kita under the Philippine government. So we are in a nation state. Thank you.
Bright morning, everyone. My name is Marmy Matada. So today, I will be discussing my assigned topic about interstate system. The interstate system is a system where independent countries interact with each other while respecting each other's sovereignty. Interstate system means a system where different independent countries deal and work with each other, and at the same time they respect that each country has its own government and rules.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rebecca Pogales, and my topic is about Westphalian system and Napoleon Bonaparte. So, Westphalian system is a political system na gahambal nga ang isa ka country may sovereignty. So, meaning, ang isa ka pungsod may ara sila full control sa ilang nga own territory kag government. So, wala dapat iban nga country na magsulod or mag-interfere sa ilang nga mga desisyon. The idea of sovereignty started with the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648. So, sovereignty means a state has the highest power over its own affairs. Treaty of Westphalia introduced this idea clearly to Europe. It said that rulers should control their own territory without outside interference. This changed how countries understood power and authority. It became the foundation of modern international relations. It was a set of agreements that ended the 30 Years' Wars in Europe. So, the 30 Years' Wars in Europe was a long and destructive conflict. So, many European countries are involved in the fighting. The agreements have to stop the violence and suffering. They set rules that countries agreed to follow. This allowed Europeans to begin recovering from war. The treaty recognized that each state has authority over its own territory. This means that each country controls what happens inside its border. No foreign power should interfere without permission, so government could make their own laws and decisions. Borders became clearer and more respected, so this helped reduce conflict between countries. This Westphalian system helps bring stability and peace to European nations. The system encouraged countries to respect one another. It promoted order and balance among states. Countries learned to solve problems through agreements. Clear rules help prevent unnecessary wars. This made Europeans more stable for a long time. Napoleon Bonaparte was a French leader and military general during the French Revolution. Napoleon Bonaparte became famous because of his strong leadership. He rose to power during a time of great change in France. The French Revolution weakened the old monarchy. Napoleon used this chance to lead the army, and he became an important figure in French history. Napoleon Bonaparte, he led many successful campaigns in the Revolutionary Wars. Napoleon commanded armies in many battles across Europe. He used smart and effective military strategies, and many of his campaigns ended in victory. These wins helps increase the France's influence, and this made also Napoleon very popular. Napoleon believed spreading liberty, equality, and fraternity. This idea came from the French Revolution. Liberty means freedom for the people. Equality means everyone treated fairly under the law. Fraternity means unity and brotherhood. So Napoleon wanted other countries to follow these ideas. He challenged the power of kings, royalty, and religion across Europe. Napoleon opposed absolute rule by king, and he believed that power should not belong only to the few people. He weakened the influence of royal family, and he also limited the role of religion in government, and he changed the traditional power system in Europe.
Game. Hello everyone, bright morning. I am Joseph Rapana and today I will be discussing my topic about Napoleonic Code and Concert of Europe. First, what is a Napoleonic Code? The Napoleonic Code is a legal system created by France and implemented in every country Napoleon invaded, which unified different laws into one clear code, improved efficiency and government service, and helped modernize laws across Europe. The Napoleonic Code was a set of laws created in France under Napoleon Bonaparte. Before this, many countries had different laws in different places, which was confusing. Napoleon made one clear and written law that everyone could follow. When Napoleon invaded other countries, he introduced this same law system. This made government work up faster and more organized. It also helped modernize laws by promoting fairness, equality before the law, and clear rules across Europe. Like for example, before the Napoleonic Code, one town might punish a crime differently from another town. After the code was used, the same rule applied to everyone. For example, if two people had a property property dispute, the court would follow one clear law, not different local customs. This made decision fair and easier to understand. In simple terms, the Napoleonic Code organized laws, made them clear, and helped countries run better. Next, importance of Napoleonic Code. The Napoleonic Code is important because it creates equality before the law, reduce confusion from different local laws, influence modern legal system worldwide, become one of Napoleon's most lasting contribution. Subalit, the Napoleonic Code is important because it said that everyone is equal under the law, whether rich or poor. Before, their different places had their own rules, which caused confusions and unfair treatment. The Napoleonic Code combined all laws into one clear system so people could understand their rights and duties. Many countries later occupied this system, so it influenced modern laws around the world. Because it is still used as a basis for laws today, it became one of Napoleon's greatest and longest lasting achievements. Like for example, before the Napoleonic Code, a rich person might get lighter punishment than a poor person. After the code, both would be treated the same by the court. Also, instead of having different rules in every town, the whole countries follow one set of laws, making life and justice fair and easier to manage. Next, what is the Concert of Europe? The Concert of Europe is a system formed after the fall of Napoleon in which major European power cooperated to restore monarchies, prevent revolutions and major wars, and maintain the balanced power in Europe. This statement described the Concert of Europe. After Napoleon was wait lang. This statement described the Concert of Europe. After Napoleon was defeated, the major European countries worked together to bring back kings and queens who had lost their thrones. Their goal was to stop revolutions, avoid big wars, and keep peace by making sure no one country became too powerful. By cooperating and discussing problem together, they tried to maintain balance and stability in Europe. Like for example, in a revolution start in one country and threatened to remove the king, other European power would step in to help restore the monarchy. For example, when revolution happens in some European state power, countries sent troops or gave support to stop the uprising and keep the old rulers in power. Okay, next. Duration and role of the concert. The authority of the Concert of Europe lasts from 1815 to 1914, during which the great power cooperated, used diplomacy to resolve conflict and help maintain peace for many years. This statement means that from 1815 to 1914, the major European countries worked together under the Concert of Europe. Instead of fighting wars right away, they used talk meeting and agreement diplomacy to solve problems by cooperating and respecting each other. Power, they were able to avoid big wars for a long time and keep peace in Europe. Example, if two countries had a disagreement over land or power, they would meet and discuss discuss the problem instead of going to war. For example, European leaders held conference to settle issues peacefully, which helped prevent large war until World War I began in 1914. So next, conclusion. In conclusion, the Napoleonic Code modernized laws and promote equality, while the concert of Europe maintain of peace and stability in Europe. Together, they shape the foundations of the present international system, showing how law, power, and cooperation influence global order. That's all. Thank you.